I coach agency owners, but I've also been coached by a lot of very smart people, and I've always gotten a great return from it. I've probably invested, I'd say $200,000 over the last 10 years, and it's come back in spades. I mean, I've sold over $5 million in agency services over the last 8 years, and I wouldn't have sold nearly that if I hadn't invested in coaching and learned the tactics and the strategies and had the support. Coaches are a couple steps ahead of you. They've been through what you've been through and they can point the way because they remember the map, right? But what I like to do with my coaches is I then like to look at who have they been coached by, right? To give this a specific example, Dan Martell was my coach for a while. I was in SaaS Academy for a few years. Dan has made a huge impact in my life. Dan is one of the few people that I've seen make just seismic leaps in their life. So many people, they're like kind of making a little bit of progress, right? And Dan, I've seen him go here and then go boom, and then he go boom, right? And he's done it multiple times. And so I'm like, how is he doing this? And how is he doing this that other people are not? And so I started looking at it and I'm like, who is Dan being coached by? Because I want to learn from that person as well. With Dan, for example, his coaching coach is Taki Moore or was Taki Moore. And so like, if I want to learn to be a great coach, I need to learn from Taki as well. On mindset, Dan worked with Philip McKernan, who is my performance coach, I guess you could call him. When I started working with Dan 6 years ago in SaaS Academy, 2019, I was not ready to work with Philip. I was not at the point personally, I was not at the point professionally where I would get the most benefit from working with Philip. But fast forward 4 years and I built my business, became a parent, went through the pandemic, sold a company, started a new company, was burned out. I heard Philip speak at a mastermind that I was at in Costa Rica in January 2023. I was like, okay, I'm ready to work with Philip. And I've been coaching with him ever since. But that's who Dan worked with back in 15, 16 to get through stuff that then allowed him to take the next seismic leap. And this is kind of a marker of success for me as well. Not that like, oh, I've outgrown so-and-so, but at some point you get to where you can't learn a ton more from them and you need to get to the next level. And so for me, a marker of success is I've worked with this person for quite a while. I think the world of them, right? I'm so grateful for what they've done. And this isn't like a judgment on them or that I'm better than them or any of that at all. But it's just quite simply, I'm ready for the next level. And so then that person's coach becomes my coach.